Yo, listen up, it's time for a tale about a podcast that'll leave you frail. Hard way wrestling coming at you raw, bringing the heat, breaking every law. They drop the truth, no holds barred, talking smack, getting you hyped up hard, calling out the fakes, exposing the lies. Hard way wrestling taken by surprise. Hard way wrestling coming to your city. Nothing but realness, nothing but grit. Going down a gauntlet, making them mark. Hard way wrestling, straight from the heart.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hardway Wrestling and the NXT Shakedown. Ladies and gentlemen, I just have to start out the show. I am Scotty Too Hottie. What you got White on the other side of the camera. I want to start out very quickly by saying we want to truly apologize very quickly. It's been a rough couple weeks. Things have been a little wonky. Getting our schedules together, stuff has happened. Power has gone out at my house, so we have not had a shakedown in a while. We do apologize for that. We're getting on a better schedule here and going to get these out and recorded to you every week from now on. We promise you that. So you can see NXT content every single week.
Let's be honest, there wasn't much to review from American Bash anyway.
Well, that's also true. But we do have a lot to talk about coming out of TNA Slammiversary and the big stuff that has been going on with TNA NXT stuff. So why don't we talk about our general feelings about Slammiversary and what that means for the NXT side of things?
Well, let's be honest. I mean, honestly, I thoroughly enjoyed. I think it's honestly probably some of the best $40 I think I've spent in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, overall, the matches were amazing. The storylines were good. I mean, I'm excited to see what, Dudleys do with the Hardys. But obviously the biggest news is the fact that Jayne is now a double champion, being the Knockouts Women's Champion from TNA and the Women's NXT Champion. And then we also saw that on Sunday that Tricky William retained after faking an injury, which was totally part of the plan, unlike Seth's. Seth Rollins is definitely injured. Let's be honest. I don't think this will work, but that's another show. But yeah.
But and honestly, I give Trick Williams credit. That was a really interesting, because again, you kind of thought, you were like, okay, he's out, he's screwed, and then all of a sudden he just comes back in, plays possum, comes back in, throws out Hendry, rolls up Santana, and boom, still TNA heavyweight champion. So it's like, whoa, okay. So
but, the NXT stars had a lot of traveling to do, because it wasn't in Florida last night.
Yep.
It was in Houston. And may I say, the house was popping.
Yeah.
In Houston. I'm not gonna lie though. Hey, WWE Universe, can you stop swearing?
Yeah. Yes.
We'll get to that. I couldn't watch a promo. You ruined the promo.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll get to that in a little bit. Booker T opens up. Great. Messes up Maria May.
Yes.
But whatever.
The first match I love Corey saying later he'll pay for that one.
Oh, 100%.
There's something to that effect. No one will
ever let him live that down now. The first match of the night, though, last night was Sol Ruca, Zariah, Hank Walker, and Tank Ledger versus the Culling in a mixed 8-person tag team match.
Yep.
This match was, pretty solid. If we had to give it a basis, it was about a C+ to get it started.
Yeah, no, I agree. Again, it was. I'm not a big fan of the multi-man matches. Very cluttered, very all over the place, but they definitely told a good story. Sol Ruca and Zarya definitely had a lot going on with Easy Dame and Tatum Paxley. They definitely had some good spots with them, and of course the Calling, Sean Spears, Stan, as you like to call him, Stan Spears, and
Stan Spears.
What's the other guy's name? I can't even remember.
Um,
I just know them all as the Culling.
Vance.
Vance, yes. Vance had some good stuff with Hank and Tank. They had some good 4-way spots, good 8-way spots, a couple of good 8-way spots.
But again, there's
Um,
not a lot of tag teams that are viable.
yes, that is the sad thing about NXT, or not sad thing about WWE in general is
I
that
mean, the tag team division in all parts of the brand are garbage.
yeah.
No,
So
I mean, let's see. You have Raw, you have, you know, the Judgment Day holding the tag team titles there. It's just not good.
yeah, there's not as much good tag team, and it sucks because I would like to see WWE go back to an era of good tag team wrestling, like the Hart Foundation, like get teams like a Hart Foundation, a modern day Hart Foundation, modern day Bulldogs, heck, even a modern day Killer Bees. I know people will be like, "What the heck is he talking about?" But
Yeah.
no, like they like those three teams had some amazing matches all against each other and against other teams. Get us a modern day Demolition. Get us a modern day Road Warriors. Heck, get us a modern day Money Inc. I don't care. Let's just get some good tag teams and start getting the tag team division back up and running again. So, but
This is
that's
what we want.
yes,
This is the Road
exactly.
Warriors. Then we have Demolition.
Yep.
But anyway, the match was cool. Zariah did have, I feel like, the moment of the match, picking up Spears on her shoulders and landing an F5
Yes, that was
on him.
amazing.
It was cool to see that Zariah was okay with doing a bump, obviously showcasing what she can do, and she's a really good singles match person too. I mean, she's really good.
Yep, I
Um,
agree.
but Paxley then rolls up on Zariah, but Zariah kicks out and lands a spear on
Zarya.
Paxley. Zarya on Paxley. Ruka sends Dame into the ring steps on the outside. However, before the match ends, Dark State appeared.
Mm-hmm.
Can't forget about that. For some reason, I don't know who they're targeting. Probably the Culling.
No, I think they're targeting Hank and
Tank and
Tank.
Tank.
I think is
I
what
could
they
see
were
that being
doing.
the next feud. See, now
I
that's
was wait
okay.
I was waiting for them to come down and beat down Hank and Tank, and they didn't. And I was like,
I'm
okay,
surprised.
they all just showed up in the stands. And I was like, okay, cool, it's a great distraction. But usually when they do a distraction, then they come down at the end to cause chaos
Yep.
and beat down people in the ring. So
And then when they came back on, Paxley has Zarya,
yeah, Zarya,
Zarya, Zarya,
Zarya.
Zarya already pinned for the win. And the Culling get the win.
Yeah.
I mean, again, it was a C plus. I mean, obviously, I think the moment of the match was definitely the F5.
Yes,
Yeah.
most definitely. And
Um,
I'm interested because I have been saying for a while that I really think that Josh Briggs needs to break off from Inamura and become a part of the Culling. I thought
it
that's
would
what
be
they
a
were going to
great
do.
powerhouse move for the Culling.
Yeah. But instead of going for another guy, because they got rid of their one dude, I wish I could remember his name. I cannot right off the bat, off the top of my head. But they got rid of one guy and went down to three people: Izzy Dame, Sean Spears, and
And
Vincent. Vance, not Vincent, Vance. Um, and then I was like, well, then bring Josh Briggs in there, make him part of the Culling. That'd be a great 3-man with Izzy Dame tag or 3-man group right there. But instead, they went the other way and added another woman in Tatum Paxley. So this is definitely a very interesting move on their part. I will say Tatum does fit in very well with the Culling and with Izzy Dane.
but I think
The
Izzy Dame's going to protect her more when Spears wants Paxley gone.
Yeah, that's true. That's
So
true.
that's what
So,
I think will happen later on down the storyline pike. Uh,
yep,
but that's that's obviously to see what happens.
yep, we will
Uh,
see.
and then the dual champion comes out to the ring with Fatal Influence.
Mm-hmm.
Jayne does her spiel. Um, I really do think we've been saying this now for weeks. They're angling a separation of Fatal Influence.
Yeah,
Um, Henley and Nix, obviously sitting ringside, were not too thrilled.
yeah,
Um, and of course, during Jacy Jayne's great spiel about how great of a wrestler she is and everybody doubting her, um, Last Legend hits, her music hits, she comes out. Um, you know, she says Jayne took the top spot from her, obviously building this feud to come later. She says everyone was talking about her at Evolution rather than Jayne. Um, then says she'll win either the NXT Women's Champion or the TNA World Championship if she can stand toe to toe with the best on the main roster.
Yeah. Yep.
Then we have Jada Parker comes out, so two women come out, obviously staking their claim, obviously saying they're the better and they want to fight. And I think the funniest moment is when Jayne tells her two lackeys to attack. They go, no,
No.
no.
Yeah, you can definitely see cracks forming in Fatal Influence, and I honestly can see this being a deal where, as this breaks apart, the other two in Fatal Influence are the next couple of challengers for Tatum Paxley as each one kind of breaks off and does their own thing.
Yeah, and I think that'll come at a major pay-per-view.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Obviously, a PLE, it'll definitely happen. There is a split,
Yep.
and it's gonna be pretty bad.
Yeah.
Um, but obviously, all three women are not seeing eye to eye. Jacy Jayne pretty much threw both of them under a bus in her promo, saying that they did nothing for her at ringside. She had to do all the work by herself. All those things. Um,
I will give her credit. I will give her credit though. Like I feel
she's a
like,
talker.
huh?
She's a good talker.
Yeah, she's a good talker, and she definitely is going to be one of those heat getting heel women. Like she really knows how to put herself over in a way of getting people to hate her guts.
Oh,
And
easily.
so, like, I wasn't sure when she beat Kerr for the belt. I was like, oh my gosh, there's no way this is ever going to work. And she's making a believer in me because she really like. You just can't wait for the next woman to walk up and just slap the taste out of her mouth.
Yeah, she's
So
doing a really good job at making herself a heel.
yeah,
Um,
so
but obviously, the storyline there will come forward later as they get ready for the next PLE, which I don't remember which it is. Um,
um,
it's not during SummerSlam weekend because that's all WWE.
no, there is something coming up though. God, breakdown. No, is it heat? No, not Heatwave. That's an
It is
ECW.
Heatwave. It is Heatwave
Yeah.
scheduled for Sunday, August 24th.
What is it?
It's Heatwave,
Oh, it is Heatwave.
August
Okay,
24th.
cool,
See, it helps to have a
nice.
tablet that I can screen on. It's great. Uh,
There we go.
and then the next match of the night is Ricky Saints versus Jasper Troy. Interesting mixed match. Before this match started, Saints was out talking to, Mitchell saying, "Hey, what can I do to better myself against Jasper?" All this other stuff. This match took a turn
Yeah.
near the end. I mean, it got dark. Um, the match was pretty solid. Obviously, Troy outweighs Ricky Saints by a mile. Um,
Yeah.
Saints tried to level things with Troy, and it just wasn't. He hit him with a cross body, with the tornado DDT, since both himself and Troy over the ropes. Um, and then Troy sends Saints crashing into the side of the Titantron,
Yeah.
and then stares down the referee once again as he tries to tell Troy to get back in the ring. Troy lands a senton on Saints off a broke portion of the entrance ramp.
Yep.
That's when the referee begins his 10 count, and Troy beats it by a second.
Yep.
Saints is dead in the coffin.
Yeah. Pretty much.
So
And I
obviously
couldn't.
Jasper Troy wins by
Yep.
count.
Now, and I'm not necessarily a fan of what they did with this, but at the same time, I can see why they did it. They don't want to beat Ricky Saints because again, Ricky Saints is over like Rover, but they're trying to get Jasper Troy over as well, and that senton through the ramp through the broken part of the ramp was pretty devastating. Like I
Oh
mean,
my
it
God.
looked
That's a
so.
big dude going through boards.
Yeah, exactly. So it was like, all right, like they gave Jasper his big power move. They gave him something that made it made it look like Ricky got killed but there wasn't a 1-2-3, a decisive pin, a decisive win. But at least he got the win by count out, which still gives him the win, but gives Ricky Saints an out to say, hey, you didn't technically beat me. It was a count out. I want to go again, that kind of thing. So again, good match. Definitely, again, like you said, dark turn at the end, but definitely gets both guys in positions where they didn't lose anything on this.
Oh, 100%.
So,
But yeah,
yep.
obviously Jasper Troy runs on the count out. And then our lovely Tricky William comes out to the ring. Trick is talking his multitudes of shit.
Hey, yeah, I give him credit. Like, he is I've been saying this for a while. He will be up in the main roster here pretty soon. Like, I think as
Yeah,
soon
we
as he
talked
loses,
about it last night. He will be on a main roster at some point.
yeah,
It doesn't really matter what show, he will be over on another show for sure.
well, I think as soon as he loses that TNA title, he's going up to the main roster because, in my view, he's got everything. He is almost a better Booker T. He's better promo,
His
better
pops from the crowd are a lot better.
yeah, better worker. But he's basically Booker. Like, I wouldn't even say Booker T light, but he definitely is. Like a different style Booker T because he's got all of Booker's moves. He's got the side kick. He's got the bicycle kick. He's got all the different kinds of stuff that Booker did, but yet is younger, is more talented, and can talk. Again, just like Jacy Jayne, the one thing I give them credit for is they've got two great heels as champions who can talk their way through anything and really make it believable, and you want to hate them, and you just like with Trick Williams, you just want to walk up and slap him.
Well, I mean, that's
So
what he did last night. Because in the middle of his promo talking about how he's victorious against Joe Hendry and Mike Santana, the American Badass Taker came out. Obviously,
yep,
Houston, they're in Taker's hometown because Michelle McCool later does show up, also backstage talking to a couple of women wrestlers. Uh,
yep,
but basically, he just goes off on Taker, um, made Undertaker soft. No problem calling him out and demands he come to the ring. Undertaker comes out, and of course it's the American Badass theme. Um, and then I think the quote of the night though was he says he tries to teach his LFG team to have a positive attitude, and then tells Williams that he's a little too light to step on an OG.
yeah.
He says if Williams wants to dance with the devil, he can flip that switch quickly, but when he does, he'll make Williams famous.
Yep. Classic Undertaker.
Classic Taker, no matter what it is. And obviously, at the end of this promo, Williams looks to clock Undertaker. Undertaker dodges it and delivers him a choke slam.
Great, great. I mean, even for Taker's age, good choke slam. Trick
The
selling
sell was
though.
hysterical.
The sell was
It looked like he was going through demonic possession.
Yeah.
It looked really weird.
It did. It was great though. Good sell by Trick.
It
on
looked
that
like
one.
Tua went through another concussion. But anyway, after that was Blake Monroe
Yes, sir.
versus Ren Sinclair. Obviously, this is supposed to be a dump match because they're trying to get the heel version of Blake Monroe started. Um, Bell rings. Monroe sends Sinclair crashing into the corner. She jams her boot into Sinclair in the corner, but Sinclair lands a boot on Monroe. She sends her face bouncing off the mat, but Monroe responds with a DDT to Sinclair for the win. This was not supposed to be a long match.
No, not
This
at all.
was supposed to make Monroe look like a heel.
Yep. And it did. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
again, I wasn't sure. Like when Blake Monroe first came out, I was sitting there like, okay, they've got this baby face, they've got this, the bleach blonde bimbo, the baby, and like, okay, this, I'm not sure how I'm gonna like this.
I mean, they're
And
angling
then,
her to be another Tiffany Stratton.
yeah, in a way, definitely. And when they had her turn on Jordan Grace at Evolution, was like,
That was not on my bingo card.
it was not. It was kind of on mine because Ricky called it. I just thought Ricky called it for the night before at Great American Bash, and it didn't happen. So maybe they're not going through with it. And then they did it the next night at Evolution. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, it definitely. I'm liking her as a heel. I think this is going to be a good run for her
because they are going to start building up that Jordan Grace, feud. Which
the feud.
Need. Obviously, like we told you guys in 2 weeks episodes ago, we were like, the storylines aren't there. They're not.
Yeah.
Obviously, coming off of even before Great American Bash, they weren't there.
Yeah.
But after the match is over, Jordan Gray storms past security, hops the barricade, then lands a German suplex on one of the security guards because Jordan Grace, and she's built like a Hulk. So,
yep.
And then Monroe surprises Grace with a headbutt and delivers a DDT to her on top of a chair.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I'm liking where they're going with this storyline.
Yes, I agree. This is definitely.
I'm glad it wasn't just, hey, we're going to screw Jordan Grace over at Evolution and then put Jordan Grace on the back burner.
Yeah, or throw her up on the main roster.
Yeah.
So I'm glad there's going to be a payoff to the turn.
Now it's time for the night that the WWE Universe ruined.
Yes.
Hey, you guys, Ethan Page is a talker. He is a heel. He is a great heel.
Great talker, too.
Stop swearing!
Yes, please. Stop swearing, guys. Like, again.
We've missed most of the promo.
I get what the crowd is doing, and I get the reaction, but it's network freaking television. If this were on Netflix or even USA, they probably could have gotten away with it. But they did it on freaking,
on the
network.
CW, it was network TV. Oh boy.
Yeah. So,
but it's interesting. Ethan Page is going on about his family heritage. His parents immigrated from Yugoslavia, former Yugoslavia, to Canada. He then tosses the North American belt out of the ring to unveil the new version of it with a Canadian border background.
And the maple leaf right dead center under the North American plate that's on the front of it.
I missed that because I was watching on my phone.
Huh?
I missed that. I was watching on my phone.
Yeah, no, it's like when you get a chance, like even go back and look at it on your phone. You can look at it. The maple leaf is right behind because you got the white part of the flag and then the red maple leaf. And hey, Hunter Blaze, if you're watching, listen. If you get a title, do that. That was like I'm sitting there and I'm watching this. I'm like, okay, he's an asshole, and I want to smack him, especially with the Canadian angle going on here. But that's genius. That's honestly freaking genius. Because you don't see, okay, the only time we've seen a belt kind of get changed in a heel angle was the Daniel. Well, maybe technically two times.
There was a couple, but the Daniel Bryan eco-friendly one was weird.
Yeah, that was just weird. It didn't work the way it was supposed to.
Vince was on some drugs.
Yeah, or some other something, or maybe he was on diarrhea medication or something.
Oh, I like that too.
But no, this actually I think is hysterical, and I love the belt idea. I think it's, again, like, if there's one thing we can say about NXT right now, and it's a repeat. I'm going to repeat this a lot. Their heels know how to get heat. Ethan Page is getting heat. Trick Williams is getting heat.
Oh my god.
Jayne is getting heat. I love it. And again, the crowd, except for the cussing that bleeped out half the freaking promo, the crowd is into it because, again, the crowd is like angry and ticked off.
It was Dominic Mysterio-esque.
Yes, it was.
Level of booing. So, it was definitely there.
Yeah, so it definitely, I like the heat. I just wish we could have heard more of the promo. But
yeah,
I
find it funny that it's even though it's a North American title belt and you put Canada on it, Canada's still part of North America. Okay.
Yeah, no. Again, the irony is there. That's the great thing about a good heel. a heel sometimes doesn't understand the irony of what they're doing, but it's I love it. So
Yeah, I mean, I think the shock of the night, and Ethan, next time hire a Canadian singer.
yeah,
Okay. That part that was not bleeped out. No,
yeah.
never again, sir. But
That's like listen.
everything that happened was hearing Santino's music hit
Yes,
and Santino coming out and absolutely berating Ethan Page. So much, in
yes,
fact, they have a match scheduled for next Tuesday night.
yes. I cannot wait.
So if
Santino.
Santino wins it, does he change it to the Italian flag?
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, if you think about it, the belt has to go somewhere. TNA has nothing other than its tag team belts and the Extreme one. That's it.
Yeah. Now, see, the thing is, I don't. Again, Santino is director of operations in TNA. I don't think they're going to put the belt on Santino because he's not a full time wrestler. I don't even know if he's a part time wrestler. I think he just does it very, very, very sparingly nowadays. So I'm going to say they're probably not going to put the belt on him, but I think it's still going to be a great match, and it's going to be hysterical to see him whip out the Cobra on freaking
He
Ethan
did last
Page.
night,
He
but
did it
it
last
never
night.
never got to fruition, unfortunately, because Ethan rolled out of the ring.
Yep.
Wimp.
But great
Great
overall.
promo. Great
Great
promo.
idea, great promo overall. What we heard of it, and definitely the Santino part, the pop on the Santino part was great.
Oh my
So
God. Um,
best segment of the night in my view.
oh, 100%. I mean, even the stuff that was backstage does not compare to what Ethan did. And honestly,
Yep.
this beats Jacy Jayne's promo by a mile.
Yeah.
And she holds two of the main titles in the company
Yep.
at the moment. So it's just like, um, so obviously next week should be interesting to watch because Santino takes on Ethan Page for a title shot, which I find hysterical. But obviously they're trying to find somebody for Ethan Page to go off of, considering the main feud between him and Ricky Saints is kind of dimmed down a little bit. So we're trying to figure out, I guess they're trying to get a footing on who going to be the next competitor for Ethan Page is going to be.
Yep. Well, and they got to give it like they can't just keep doing Ethan and Ricky back to back to back to back to
Oh
back
no,
to
I
back to
agree.
back. So they've got to let that kind of simmer down a little bit. Find some other people for Ethan to work with, and then bring back Ricky when the time is right to get Ricky's redemption and get that title back.
All
So
right. And then the last part of the last match of the night was a triple threat match for the NXT Championship with Obafemi, Josh Briggs, and Yoshiki Inamura. Um, Interesting match. I mean, I see what they're trying to do. I get that they want to try to get people over on Oba.
yeah,
Because right now, obviously, Oba's the face of the company, and right now, I hate to say it, Oba's being used as a pawn
yeah,
for NXT because they're not really lining up any storylines. I mean, I wish they'd kept the Jasper Troy thing going with him because same build, beefier,
yeah. I
but
mean, the problem is again, you have to with Jasper Troy, you have to kind of give Jasper more. Like they gave him the shot the first time around, just right out of the gate, but then you kind of have to build him. Like he lost, so they have to build him back up, build his credibility, build his wins, build his aura, and build him to a point where you know he's now on like on the same level as Obafemi. Like
oh yeah.
they've got to make Jasper Troy a monster. They've got to turn him into like an Abyss or a Kane or something like that. That aura of monster where he's just like you are scared every time you see the guy. Like, and I feel like that's what I get they rushed it with the LFG stuff, brought him right in, gave him that title shot against Oba, but it was just I still think they should have built him more as a monster, given him 6 months, and then put him against Oba if Oba was still the champion.
But yeah, I mean
So
this match was brutal in a
yeah,
good way. I mean the blows that they were exchanging. I mean,
I
Inamara,
mean,
huh?
I was gonna say Briggs and Oba are just slugged each other, and like Inamura's got some, like he's got the more sumo style, but when he did, some of his like the physical attacks with his body attacks, like that he just when he's throwing his body against you, just looked devastating. So,
Yeah, I
but
mean, so we have Inamara gets Femi into an electric chair position. Briggs ascends to the top rope. Inamara lands a Japanese Ocean Cyclone suplex to Femi. We need an acronym for that. That's
yeah,
way too much. Femi pulls Briggs off the top rope. Briggs blames Inamara for pulling him off the top rope, but Briggs fires off right hands on Femi. Um, I mean, obviously Inamara and Briggs do blow quite a bit at each other. Femi's head ahead and delivers a sit down power bomb or sit out power bomb. Briggs stops the referee's first count by pulling him out of the ring. Inamara levels Briggs. Briggs breaks the fall with a moonsault off the top rope.
yep,
Briggs pins Femi. Femi kicks out. Briggs and Inamara then exchange strikes with another. But Briggs rocks Inamara with a right hand and levels him with a clothesline. Femi runs over Briggs with a running uppercut and a powerbomb for the W, which means
yep.
Femi retains his title. Um, After the match, Briggs berates Inamara on the outside as Femi stands tall in the ring.
I mean, they're gonna. It's weird though. Again, we've been talking about the storytelling for a long time now. This whole thing with Briggs and Inamara has bothered me because they put them together. I can't remember. Josh had another partner who I believe is out injured. So they put Briggs and Inamara together as a makeshift tag team. They sent Inamara out. I think he had commitments in Japan or somewhere.
Yeah,
Came back a couple weeks later, and then just started this whole decline of that tag team where now they are just they're at each other's throats. They're trying to go for the world heavyweight title. Both of them, they want the title shots, and it's just like, again, like, there's things that NXT and Shawn Michaels and them are doing right, and there's things that they're doing wrong. And this world title picture and the Josh Briggs and Inamura tag team breakup scenario is just been done all completely wrong. They haven't
it's been a
found.
weird storyline.
Yeah, it's been a very weird
It's been all over the
storyline.
place.
And the sad thing is the problem I have with NXT, I mean, not, is when they call guys up to the main roster. I mean, we had guys of the likes of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed and all these other guys that were in NXT that have been getting called up over the last year or so. And that leaves a void. Like the thing that we have noticed, like, I mean, I'm sure you have too, is that every week it's the same seven people out in on the NXT show every single week. It's the Sol Rukas, it's the Ethan Pages, the Ricky Saints, the Jasper Troys, the Josh Briggs, Inamoras, Obafemi's. It's the same people that are back to back to back, all in the same show every single week. There hasn't been an influx of new people. Yes, they're bringing some guys up from Evolve, but it's still not. They've got to find that right mix and get more people in there. There's more, like we even said it before with the women. There's more good women's wrestling right now than there is men's wrestling in NXT, and that needs to change. They need to get some good guys in there to give a challenge to Obafemi to make
They've
to
got to
help
level the playing field.
level the playing field. So yeah,
And the funny thing is, you say that, and just before the show went off the air last night, because we were running out of time here, uh,
yep.
Undertaker approaches Javon Evans with the latter having been trying to figure out what comes next for him. Undertaker advises Evans to go after the big dog and Femi.
Hey, there you go.
I'm not gonna lie, I would like to see that.
It would be an interesting match. I'm not. I don't see. I don't see Javon Evans winning it because again, I with all due respect to Javon Evans, he's a great mid card guy, and he's definitely like I can see him as a North American champion all day long. He's not a world title guy, so I
Not
don't
yet.
think
I
he'd
think
be the
once he's
one.
in NXT longer, we'll definitely have a better side of him.
Yeah, but we will
But
see.
anyway, that'll do it for this Wednesday.
Yep,
Today's
Wednesday night. Yep.
Um,
So
obviously we'll have this posted soon. It'll go out probably afternoonish tomorrow.
the afternoon is tomorrow, Thursday. Yep.
So yeah, obviously you got to give us a like, subscribe, all the things, share, follow. We're on Facebook, everywhere you can get podcast, iTunes, Spotify. Also our
Not
Patreon.
Google. Huh?
Also Patreon.
Yes, Patreon. Yep.
$5. $5 gets
Very.
you into our drafting for random bullshit. You have a chance to win a title belt.
Yep. And by the way, congratulations to the new champion, Suze. Came from behind at a 10-point deficit and beat me for the damn belt. And I am not happy about it. So, Suze, I'm gunning for you now. I am coming to get my belt back. I'm not going to be a cup of coffee champion. So we will see what happens. But next month, SummerSlam coming up, our $5 a month will get you in the door for the predictions challenge. Come join us. Get in on it. It's a lot of fun. You get the chance to be the champion for a month, maybe longer if you know what you're doing when it comes to calling wrestling matches. But yeah, come join us on that. It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a hoot. It's funny to watch our group chat blow up about who wins and who doesn't win. Uh, and watching cards completely blow up when they get them all wrong.
Yep.
But
And
yeah,
this was not a good month for me. Like
this is a brutal month.
All the pay-per-views that just back to back to back to back, and it's like 90% of it I got wrong. And I'm like, what the heck? So, anyways.
But hey, that does it here for us here at Hardway, obviously for the NXT Shakedown. But again, please like, subscribe, follow us on Facebook, YouTube. Just don't go to Google. We do not have podcasts on Google.
Yeah.
Podcasts are on Spotify and iTunes, obviously the better formats. So please do your job, we'll do ours. And that's all we have for you at Hardway. Deuces.
Peace.